Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another mobile VR review, and my second game review for the Google Daydream. The Google Play Store has been pretty light on Daydream games, but luckily things are picking up, and this week we're taking a look at Battle Planet. Battle Planet was released on February 16th, 2017 on the Google Play Store for $11.99 and is created by the award-winning Hamburg-based studio Threaks. Battle Planet is their latest offering and is a Daydream exclusive, at least for the time being. Battle Planet drops you on a randomly generated microplanet with nothing but a gun and a drone to take on wave after wave of enemies that are as relentless as they are diverse. However, the main goal of each wave is not to eliminate all the enemies, since they spawn infinitely, but rather to defuse 1 to 3 bombs that are planted on the planet. Any bombs you fail to defuse in time will explode, leaving a massive hole in the planet's crust, making it progressively harder to get around. Basically, the more bombs you defuse, the more planet is left, and the longer you can play, and that's really the objective here. How long can you last on the Battle Planet? If you watch any gameplay video of Battle Planet, you might mistake it for a twin-stick shooter like Geometry Wars, Smash TV, or Robotron. Indeed, your character is moving independent of which direction you're shooting, but that's the twist. You are not shooting. All that aiming and shooting you see happening, that's automatic. You control your character's movements to avoid enemy fire, pick up health and weapons, and stay close to bombs so your drone can defuse them, but you never aim or pull the trigger. Your character will automatically target what is in range and fire until it's dead, or until a higher priority target appears. This might sound like it significantly lowers the difficulty, but the game actually remains very challenging. Despite having a very run-and-gun look to it, the gameplay in Battle Planet actually has quite a bit of depth. You'll have to strategically and precisely place yourself so you can defuse the bomb while avoiding enemy fire but remaining within range to return fire, as well as making the most of the power-ups dropped by slain enemies. If you manage to defuse all the bombs during a wave, you get to choose a power-up that will be added permanently to your 7-slot arsenal. The power-ups are as diverse as the enemies, ranging from health and shield boosts to improved fire rate to bomb defusing buffs. And in keeping with the roguelike style, there's permadeath. When your health hits 0, all the power-ups are stripped and you're back to square one on a new randomly generated planet. Luckily, the game is quite fast-paced, so you can make a run in 10 or 20 minutes depending on how far you get. The bomb defusing is a great mechanic, but I'm a big fan of the boss battles. They're massive in scale and are more intelligent than the common enemies, making for a much more interesting fight. Battle Planet feels like a twin-stick shooter, with one stick controlled by the game itself, so all you need to do is move and sometimes fly. While the menus make liberal use of the Daydream pointer functions, the gameplay is purely controlled by the circular touchpad. Center is 0, naturally, and the further you move away from the center of the touchpad, the faster you go. It basically turns the touchpad into an analog stick and demonstrates the potential of using the touchpad for locomotion in other games. Clicking the touchpad activates your jetpack, letting you move faster or cross craters, though it does activate automatically for the latter. That said, there is one small problem. If you take your thumb off the touchpad, then you touch it again in a direction opposite to what your character is facing, your character will make a small radius turn instead of instantaneously snapping to your chosen direction. It was likely done to make the animation smooth, but it means you'll occasionally go places you didn't intend to. My advice is to just never lift your thumb. The graphic style is pretty unique. The first thing that hits you is the color. All the neon pink and purple on a starry black background is quite striking, with a bit of an 80s vibe, and really gives the game a distinct look. The randomly generated planets are colored in neon purples, oranges, and greens, and decorated with rocks, mesas, and ruins. Your character is small but very visible, and you're always able to see what's going on. Depending on the type of weapon you're holding, a circle is cast on the ground showing the range of your gun, and direction and spread of fire. This makes it possible to indirectly control what target you're shooting at, giving you a little more control over your character. And the game is full of little graphical details. For example, your character leaves footprints in the planet's soil, and the footprints get bloody if you walk through a slain enemy. Speaking of the enemies, there's a lot of them. All the enemies, from the little grunts to the bigger lieutenants and bosses, are detailed and very smoothly animated, and when they die they explode in a juicy shower of gibs. The game seems to slow down when you simultaneously explode a large number of enemies, but it seems to be by design as a sort of bullet time effect to let you watch the show instead of suffering performance. The planet damage is very cool. Bombs and certain enemies leave massive holes in the planet's crust, exposing the brilliant orange of the liquid hot magma. The orbiting asteroids, spaceships, and comets really make the environment come alive, and the rotating planet means new enemies and objectives are always cresting the horizon. Overall, the graphics are vibrant, well modeled, and butter smooth. At the title screen, you're greeted with a pounding hard rock soundtrack, again reminiscent of 80s action movies. With a decent pair of earbuds or headphones, the music sounds absolutely fantastic and really drives the feeling that you're a one-man army. The sound effects don't disappoint either, with thunderous gunfire and bone-jarring explosions creating a symphony of destruction around you. Everything about the sound is extremely well done. Even the announcer and enemy voices are high fidelity. This is one game you'll definitely want to play at full volume. There's nothing special to say about comfort here, because despite being a Daydream exclusive, this game doesn't really make use of VR that much. Stereoscopic visuals give some depth, but you remain stationary the entire time, so there's no motion sickness to speak of. But it does beg the question, why is this a VR game? And a Daydream exclusive at that. The game is a top-down shooter, so the sense of presence is limited to, at best, that of a near-field observer. Again, the stereoscopic visuals are great to look at, and seeing the planet with that depth is very cool, but you won't be getting the same level of immersion as the flying or driving games on mobile VR. Despite offering little in terms of immersion, the game is a whole lot of fun. The colorful environments and eye-candy animations make the game a pleasure to look at, and the soundtrack and audio effects are a perfect pulse-pounding match. The global leaderboard gives you something to shoot for, but you'll be playing essentially the same 10 or 20 minute game over and over. Fortunately, the action is varied and complex enough to not be too repetitive, but it does rely on the leaderboard for its longevity. At $12, it's still a relatively expensive mobile VR title, especially coming from the Gear VR marketplace. Prices are higher on the Daydream due to the lower install base and projected sales numbers, but with more Daydream compatible phones coming out this year, we may see game prices drop like we did on the Gear VR. If you're looking for a Daydream game that takes you into another world and shows you what mobile VR can really do, this probably isn't the title for you. However, it is a very fast and engaging roguelike shooter. I really did enjoy it, and climbing the leaderboard is still exciting. As more immersive titles are added to the Daydream library, this game will eventually take a back seat. But for now, it's the best action title on the Google Daydream. Thanks for watching. Got something to say about this video, an opinion of the game itself, or VR in general? Leave a comment to let me know what you think. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more of this, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Remember, there's a new video every week, and be sure to check out my other reviews as well. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.